It is cold, it is dark, and it is extremely windy, and I am very, very glad that Smuggler's Blues is already around on the River Dart, because I would not fancy taking it down the coast today. It's early morning, and we're heading down to take the boat out of the water, onwards and upwards. It looks rather like we're coming into land, doesn't it? Yeah. It would not be fun out at sea today, that's for sure. I checked the forecast this morning, sea state moderate to rough. Well, not in the river, fortunately. That would have not been any good to us. Here's Smugglers. Oh, lovely boat. First job, start engine. She's alive. That's a good start. And we're just starting to see a little bit of daylight out here as well, which is good news. Okay, they put the cushions inside, take some of the covers off, and we'll be ready to go. Aha, dash lights. There we go. I wonder why they weren't working. Awesome. Okay, most important thing this morning while doing single-handed stuff on the river is a life jacket, and in fact I've got an EPIRB here as well, so worst case scenario, if I find myself in the water, this will self-inflate, and this I can use to summon help if I can't get myself out. So yeah, really, really important, because there ain't anybody about, and I'm obviously on my own. The boat, I have rolled the front section of canopy up, so I've got a clear view out, and I've got the back section rolled up as well, so I can get in and out easily, and that should pretty much do me, I think. In fact, no, it won't. I'm going to take this side off as well, and then I can get onto the side deck easily if I need to. Let's just undo that fella there. There we go. Nice. Calm down. Let's do this from inside. There we go. That's giving us access straight onto the side of the boat if it's needed now. And I'll put this up here out of the way and out of the wind where it hopefully won't blow away. Okay, so we're going to need to be fairly swift getting off this berth because the wind is going to take us rather quickly. So, lines. That one's not doing anything. That can come off. Now the wind is blowing this way, so it's mostly being held by this stern line. That's the last one that wants to come off. There we go. You see this spring line is doing virtually nothing. So that's our order of business. Okay, so all but the essential lines are on now. One bow line, one spring line, one stern line, which will be the last one to let go. A couple more things to do. We're in quite a tight berth here, so we don't have an awful lot of room to manoeuvre. We need to be fast. So what we are going to do is a couple of things here. I'll put the VHF radio on for a start. We want to make sure the bow thruster is on just in case we need it, and check it's working. Yeah, that's fine. And we're nudging it out of gear just to make sure we've got that, and then we're going to check the helm is dead ahead. So 1, 2, almost 3 turns. So I go back 1 and a bit, that should be straight ahead, or more importantly straight aft. The last thing I want to do is go into a stern and find the stern kicking off to the side. That would not be much fun. Right, I'm going to tidy this line up here a bit so I can grab it. Okay, ready to go. As I say, that line's doing virtually nothing. The bow line's doing virtually nothing. All the wind, and I think a bit of tide, is pulling on that stern line, so that's ideal. So we'll get this one off. And we'll leave it on the deck because we're going to need it when we get there. I'm only going up the river, so that don't matter being on there. We just need to make sure that it's all nicely tucked in so it's not going to drop out, get around our prop. That'd be the worst thing imaginable. That's the bow off. Now you can see it's starting to drift already, so we just need to keep a little handle on that. Not much pressure on that, so it's good. This one here, I've used all the rope there, haven't I? There we go. This is easy with two hands, of course. Just make sure we're not losing that bow. Okay. Now we can tidy up. Drop that one on the boat. Again, making sure it's not going to end up in the water. Let's give the bow another little pull in, because that's starting to drift again, but nothing holding the boat on at all apart from the stern line now. So we need to be swift with this one. Come on off, it's already going forward, so we'll give it a pull back against the wind and the tide, so we've got time to get on. There we go, boat's going backwards now. That can go there. I can go here, we can go into stern. The bow thruster. And we're out the berth cleanly. There's a little bit of bow swing. We need to make sure we're well upwind of this lot because everything is taking us that way. So we're going to get right back over here, the other side of the channel. And now when we go forward, we've got room to swing down towards those. Everything's pushing us that way. So we're going to stay as far away from that. Nothing's going to take us towards these. Everything's taking us that way. I'll stay up here. And that was a pretty clean exit. Gets the adrenaline going a little bit though, I have to say. It's much easier with two people, as you can imagine, but that's not an option today. Marianne, in case you're wondering, has a proper job. Let's just check we're not going to be in Lou's way. And so she's on her way to work. She's a teacher, science teacher. There we go, and we're out into the river. Okay, that is making life easier. Now that was the most difficult part of the operation. Normally now we take the ropes and fenders in. I'm not going to bother because we are literally just floating up the river. We're not doing any harm at all. I know it's not the tidiest of approaches. Not doing any harm at all, and we may need them when we get there. Although I think they have some fenders already on the pontoon. So no point going out on deck on my own, taking those in just to put them back out again when we get there. We're just going to poodle up the river. Time is now just coming up to 25 to 8, and we're booked out at 8:15. So that is that should be about right. I think it's about half an hour roughly up the river. Couple of nice fairlines along here. We've got a Squadron 42 with the tender deployment machinery in action, and then a little bit further up that looks like a Fairline Targa 34 to me. And there's a beautiful classic just tucked in behind here, an old wooden boat which I think is White Mouse. There it is. And the interesting thing about that is that it was built in the 1950s up at Phillips Yard further up the river. It was a luxury power boat at the time. I think it was about 50 feet, and they only made I think 6 or 7 of them. I think there's about 3 remaining, and interestingly 2 of them are on the river, or they were. That one certainly is. There was another one as well. I don't know whether it still is. Anyway, all is well. This is not how you're used to seeing our videos of the river dive, are you? It's normally blue and sunny and calm and lovely. So not today. Interestingly, we're not feeling the wind at all now because we're going with it. And of course I'm inside the canopy as well to some degree. But yeah, we're just gently floating up and the wind is in the same direction, so it feels extremely calm suddenly. This is something we need to be aware of. This is the hire ferry. You can see all lit up over here. And that shuttles backwards and forwards across the river on wires that lie on the seabed. And we just need to keep a watch out for him. I've just seen some cars coming up, so I don't think he's moving for the moment. He's got to reload with some more cars before he'll get going, so we should slip across ahead of him. Having said that, he's got his flashing light going at the bow, which normally indicates he's moving. Yeah, okay, just going to throttle back for a minute. Drop into neutral and wait and see. That is interesting, he is. I just saw cars coming off, maybe there was nobody waiting. So, fair enough. Ah, no, I know why. It's because they load and unload this one simultaneously. I've forgotten that. So while they're coming off, they're also going on. You can see the cars possibly right at the front there. Anyway, we will certainly wait for him to go past. He definitely has right away. So if you look closely, you might just see the cables coming up from the seabed. So two of them on each side of the bow, and you can see them going off the stern just by the ramps there. And that's what it's running along. So it powers itself, but it's guided by those lines. So not only must you avoid the ferry, of course, you must avoid getting too close, because those lines, or those cables, are still near the surface when they're close to the ferry. Of course, they drop away again back to the seabed very quickly. But as I say, we will let him get well clear, and then we'll move on past. Royal Navy College is up on the hill there, and this is their dockyard. So all those boats there are for training naval officers. So they take those little boats out and manoeuvre them and practice with them and learn all the rules of the sea and how boats handle. Quite an interesting thing to do, I would have thought. Nos Marina, now owned by Premier Marinas, and a lot of work going on there. They're transforming that place. That's going to be a really nice place when it's finished. It's looking good now. New and old. Princess 435 circa 1990, Princess 43 circa probably 2017, 2018, something like that. Old and new. And a beautiful Princess S65 on the end. I met the owner of that last time I was down here. Hello owner, if you're watching. He did say he was a fan of aquaholics, so hopefully he'll see his boat on here. Seen on the end. Did a video of one of those recently. So if it's not on the channel, it's coming soon. And there's all the work that's going on. You can see there's a massive amount of development going on here. They're putting a dry stack in, amongst other things, which means that you better keep your boat here out of the water, and you just ring up, and when you come down they'll launch it for you, or to be sat in the water waiting for you, and when you're finished you just come back, tied up, and they lift it back out. It's quite a nice idea, really. Rep. It is just coming up on 8 o'clock, and we are just coming up to Greenway Quay, just on this corner here. We lift at 8:15, or at least we're booked for 8:15, and we are about 10 minutes away. I would say 10, maybe 15 minutes. We'll see it in a moment. So timing is pretty much spot on, I believe. You'll see Greenway Quay. This is Ditsham over here. It's actually spelled Dittisham, but everybody calls it Ditsham. Beautiful part of the world. Here we go. There's Greenway Quay on our starboard side, the ferry tied up. And as I say, once we go around that, we will be able to see where we're heading, which is Dartside Quay. So we're going just down in that corner over there. here, now we're going across it. You can see on the water there as well. Yeah. The breeze is back with us. It always was, of course. We were going with it, but now we're going across it. Turn down this way now. We should just run away into Gamson Creek. It's over here. Pretty high water, so we should be absolutely fine. But it does get a little bit shallow in here. We just need to pick our way a little bit. Okay, we are about 7 minutes past. That's pretty spot on. Time we get in tied up, it'll be bang on. Pretty shallow in through here. Just over 2 meters. We draw about 1 meter. So not much under the keel, or the outdrive to be precise. You just see the guys on the top of the ramp over there, the slipway, in the orange. Well, you can see them, which is good news because they'll hopefully come and grab some lions, and that's good news because the wind's blowing us directly off the pontoon. It'll be rather challenging getting in there. I might have to put you down for this bit. I think it's going to be a two-handed operation. Wow, and this is really properly windy in through here. I don't know if you can see it on the water. Yeah, breezy. Okay, here come the guys. That's excellent. Okay, let's pop you down a moment. See if I can wedge you down here. Awesome. Fantastic, thank you. Pretty spot on, I'd say. The way the wind is pulling it off of the pontoon. All nicely, neatly under control, however. She goes. Smuggler's Blues is out of the water for the winter. Another season done. Yeah, pretty good. So the anti-fouling, you can see, has done a really good job here. Just a little bit of growth. This is a bit stronger. So it's going to get pressure washed now, clean it all up, ready for next year. So she's all cleaned up underneath now, and she's heading for her winter home. And she goes. And that, as they say, is that. We are all set for the winter. All nicely chopped up. You can see how this is cleaned up. A couple of little bits to still get off, but looking much better than it did when it came out, and the hull the same. It's all ready for painting again for next year. So I need to get the canopy back on, batteries off, then go and get the car, and then I can take off some of the bits and pieces like life jackets and the navigation kit and a few of the other bits and pieces like that. And then we'll be out at the weekend to get bedding and all those things off. So yeah, we're looking good. Sad day to be out, obviously, at the end of the season, but good in a way that it's been another good season. Nothing expensive was broken, and yeah, we can tick another one off and start planning for next year. So that's it. I hope that's been interesting, and we will catch you on another one of these very soon. Take care. Bye bye.